right. Welcome to GenX-Rated Tuesday edition. How we doing, Billy?
Well, hunker down in the war room today, buddy. Hegseth's got everybody all fired up. We're at war. This is it.
Oh my God, that was crazy. Crazy today.
That doesn't even begin to describe it. I mean, that speech that Trump gave, Jesus, he sounded like a low energy wannabe dictator, basically declaring war on us, the American people.
Well, they're going to test out the cities where the worst corruption is. Test ground for the military and see how that goes.
This is blatantly unconstitutional.
Well, and you're right about the low energy. This is day 2 of him and his low energy. Yesterday, when he met with Netanyahu, was also the same thing. It was kind of strange too, because this was Netanyahu's 4th visit in 8 months. Then when it came to this great plan that they have, that Trump was elected to be the leader of this peace plan, he turns around and says, I don't know if we should take questions. What do you think, Benny, or Bibby, or whatever he calls him? Basically yielding to him. Well, what do you think? Well, we should probably go with your suggestion to wait on questions. Like you can see the strings. It's emasculating and embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. And, the fact that, we're basically, aiding a genocide and letting this guy do whatever he wants to. I don't know what he's got on Trump. I'm guessing the name Epstein might have something to do with it. I don't know, but it's pretty concerning when I actually agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene on not only the Epstein files, but on her suggestion that we should really cut military aid to Israel.
They have universal health care. We don't.
They do. They have education. And you know what? They're also a nuclear power. They can defend themselves just fine.
Well, they seem to be doing a great job of that.
Mm-hmm.
Without our help. Yeah, that part was, I agree with you on the Marjorie Taylor Greene, which is insane.
Bizarro world.
Yeah, I'm living in the bizarre world.
We all are.
Clearly, Israel's calling the shots. Trump is beholden to him, again, probably for the same reason that all this is being basically covered up. But who else is going to participate in that peace process is Blair from England, from
Tony Blair,
Prime Minister Tony Blair.
They're bringing him back, are they?
Mm-hmm. Because he was such a great person on the Carlyle Group, working under the Bush.
Is he taking a little break from the Carlyle Group?
Exactly. So you start adding these terrible people, it only gets worse. They want to build there. I mean, that's the whole thing. And
I know. Jared was giving a speech about the value of waterfront property in Gaza. I mean, these people, they've got it all carved up already.
Jared already has plans, and that's been going on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that speech, that occurrence and meeting can't go without him talking about the teleprompter. They tried to fool him. Most people couldn't have done it. Many people couldn't have done what I did without a teleprompter, but I spoke from the heart. Let's put that UN speech to bed already. It was terrible.
Oh, and don't forget the escalator. He could have been a stationary target, okay?
He could have been. And just as an example where Gaza's going, they just signed that $1 billion deal with the Saudi city of Jeddah to do like a Central Park themed Trump resort. So, there's $1 billion.
Paradise.
Exactly. And then they talk about, well, we're not like Hunter Biden selling art. I don't think he's getting billions of dollars for any art, for one. And let's stop Hunter Biden's already. It's too much.
Listen, here's their pattern in case somebody hasn't figured it out. They always accuse the other side of what they're doing, whether it's just grifting, lying, pedophilia. It's just, they always throw it right back, but they're the ones doing it.
It's true. I also wanted to mention more on the grifting side with getting his projects done. YouTube is now going to pay $24.5 million to settle a lawsuit over the account suspension that they did to him right after the January 6th riots, because they don't allow you to incite violence. So they suspended his account. This is in 2021, and he sued them, claiming they're too concentrated of power with their market share and they have too much influence.
Get the fuck out of
Right?
again. This is what Trump wants. Trump wants
Yeah.
that kind of influence and market share. I can't believe I'm so disgusted when these big companies bend the knee to this guy. Take him to court. Let's see what happens. I mean, why would you do that? That's just disturbing and it's embarrassing.
Well, it keeps them in business. That money will go to the ballroom, which is what's going to be so important.
Well, I'm sure a little cream off the top of that is going right into Trump's pocket.
Well, there's a service fee on everything. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get back a little bit to the Hegseth thing because it was just so crazy.
So over the top.
You're addressing these. Anybody that was above a one-star general was there. It was a room full of highly qualified generals and admirals, and then he comes out, with this whole, FAFO speech. In case you don't know what that is. I mean, it's just crazy. Fuck around and find out. First of all, bringing all these people to one place is probably the dumbest thing you could ever do. If another enemy
at
wanted
taxpayer expense.
True. And with the shutdown looming, you may not be able to get back to your in the field doing your actual job at this point.
Yeah.
Because they were quick to want to shut that down today. It's supposed to be midnight. Democrats did show up at the House today. They were not acknowledged as the Republicans continued to want to shut it down, which is their whole goal. And then they're blaming the Democrats because the Democrats want to give health care to illegals, which is not even a thing.
And yeah, but the Democrats need to stand their ground and push back because this is not a Democratic shutdown. This is the Republicans. They own the House, the Senate, and the White House. So yeah, for them to say, well, the Democrats, it's all on them. Yeah, no. So use your heads, people. Really, don't buy into this.
Well, and Schumer and Jeffries went there yesterday to have a conversation with him. He's not even aware that these subsidies from the Affordable Care Act are going to go away.
Well, he doesn't care.
But there was news to him that he's not even in the loop of what's happening. What the Democrats are pushing for is to make changes so people can keep their health care. They don't want the cuts to Medicaid. Has nothing to do with illegals or undocumented. It's just crazy rhetoric that Trump, as you say, is projecting. But
yeah,
they're literally fighting to keep programs that are already in place, but the Republicans are just going to spin it and shut it down.
Yeah, let them shut it down then. That's fine because it beats the alternative of this piece of shit this budget going through and people losing, their healthcare coverage and seeing their rates skyrocket, leading to them losing it. So yeah, shut it down, man. Let it burn.
Yeah, your private insurance will almost triple. It's the issue,
and it's already expensive.
Yeah,
it's super expensive. It's outrageous. And so, yeah, listen, they can spin it any way they want, but it comes down to it's on the Republicans, it's on the GOP, it's on Trump. And again, let's not forget, the Epstein files are still being, tucked away, and they have the vote. The vote is there to release it, but, they won't swear in the newly elected and duly elected representative from Arizona. So I don't know, man.
Even though he did make a special occurrence to swear in the Republican, he won't do it for the Democrat. So
yeah. So I mean, what does that tell you, dude? Are these the actions of somebody that has nothing to hide?
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot to hide. I don't want to jump off Hegseth and his weirdness just yet, but I do want to put up Giselle. They're taking this to the Supreme Court. They're going to rule on whether she's going to be freed or not, which is extremely concerning to me. Whoops. Where's Giselle? Here she is, hanging out on the boat. We act as if she wasn't a big part of what went down. This is her relationship with Epstein. I think we all know this, right down to the foot rub. She'd do anything for this guy, and she was poison to a lot of young women. So she's taking this to the Supreme Court because she feels like she should not have been prosecuted because Jeffrey got such an amazing deal that it wasn't supposed to extend past him. So she feels that this was unfairly brought against her. She's petitioning the Supreme Court. And it only takes 4 justices to take on the case. They're reading over it now, and we'll see if they'll take the case. But this agreement, the prosecutors say, was only binding in Florida, for one.
Of course.
And these are federal crimes. So if that happens, then we're way off the rails because this person's a terrible person that affected a lot of people and damaged a lot of lives.
And she was convicted. It's not
Right.
like there was any doubt. You were convicted, much like Trump.
Absolutely right. So I guess we'll find out. They haven't done anything right so far, so I can't imagine that's going to change now.
No, I mean, Clarence Thomas is as bad as Trump is when it comes to getting his revenge. I mean, this guy is just out to bring it all down. Anything that benefits anybody, he's all for it, man. You know, and next up on the docket is going to be marriage equality.
Yeah, well, and
He's coming for that too because Clarence the catfish, because he looks like a catfish. He's coming for it, man. This guy is angry, and I don't know what he's angry about. I don't know what his problem is. He's gotten pretty far in life. So yeah, I don't understand these people, but it's disturbing that they've actually got that kind of access and power.
yeah, well, billionaires have that access. So this would be the what they said, the 21st time in 50 years that the government was shut down. It does come down to length of time, but we'll see. Again, this healthcare issue. We have 530,000 people went bankrupt because of healthcare or lack thereof last year. They were bankrupted due to not having it. 16 other countries, not a single person went bankrupt due to medical expenses. I mean, that's like a real American thing. Meanwhile, we have the top 10% hold 67% of all wealth in the U.S. The bottom 50% own 2.5%
Yeah.
in the U.S. So that they want more is even more disturbing, and they don't want you healthy, which is upsetting.
No, they want you sick and in debt and maybe dead. They
And I
really
think-
don't care. You choose. But again, I mean, and I've said this before, but we are the American public in general, man. We are suffering from the worst case of Stockholm syndrome ever. That we really think we don't deserve this. That you need to have to pay for your health care, and if it's expensive, that means it's good. Yeah, no, that's a basic human right, and how they've managed to drill that into our heads that we don't deserve it, that this is some kind of Marxist communist conspiracy. And again, most of these people spouting that don't know the difference between a Marxist, a communist, or a socialist.
I'm pretty sure you can't be all three. But
Yeah,
okay.
but it's outrageous. It's ridiculous.
I want to, I agree. And with the shutdown, I'm going to skip that. But the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they're not going to release any economic data during the shutdown. So if that's a reason why these guys might want to shut it down.
Not till they can redo the, get Trump to redraw the chart.
Yeah. Oh,
Why did I make the line go up? It's got to go up. Up means good.
Groceries, energy costs, everything's up.
Mhm.
He's spot on that.
That's not good.
I'm going to put this up because this reminds me a lot of today.
Yeah. So yeah, whoever staged that little production clearly saw Patton.
These are the generals.
Where's the shot of the guy just with his forehead in his hands? Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I saw that on X. I mean, the room was so quiet. This guy was talking like a jerk. And again, here's your back screen. Here's this guy up here talking about everything. They feel like he's getting more and more manic. By that, I mean Hegseth. He's certainly concerned about his well-being. He feels like he could be next after Charlie Kirk, so he's really freaking out. He's taken the Army's criminal investigation division, and he's removed agents just to safeguard his 3 homes. So he has one in Minnesota, he's got one in Tennessee, he's got, obviously his place in DC, and he's having these irrational meltdowns where he's just erupting in these crazy rants.
It's insane.
It's starting to scare people.
I'm sure it scared a lot of people in that audience. I mean, we talk about serious and unserious people, but the people in that audience, they're serious people. These are people that have, devoted their lives to serving the country and worked their way up. And to sit there and listen to this guy basically berate them and call them a bunch of beardos and enablers and whatever the hell he was talking about, because none of it really made any sense. it's just, first of all, it's insulting. It's alarming, because anybody who is aware of the world situation with, Russia becoming increasingly aggressive in Europe, um, China just kind of watching and waiting and, looking for an opening, and North Korea is still out there. All of this is so disturbing with this guy at the head of our military.
Yeah, we've never seen a defense secretary like this before. He's all into. He doesn't like things to be called toxic leadership is one of his points. They're going to review the bullying and hazing. We talked about this month because that's so.
Not enough of it. We need more. Makes you tough. Makes you a warrior.
And we talked about that, the shark attack, knocking people around, kicking over cans, all that stuff. It's like,
yeah,
it's his thing. He thinks that's super cool. He also went after, the weight clause. You do unto others. He messed this whole thing up about the golden rule, but do unto others your unit as you would do to your own child. So no fat, no unfit, no untrained troops. You're talking to four-star, generals. You're talking to the highest admirals in your military. Not only were they offended that you made them come all the way here out of the field, away from their jobs, but now you're lecturing them about the dumbest stuff. I mean, this is just insane.
Yeah. And wait, and you were in the reserves, is that correct, Mr. Hegseth? So yeah, you really know the ins and outs of the military. I mean, it's insane. And just the way this guy throws around words like warrior ethos, warriors. I mean, we were talking to a guy who serves, who's active duty over the weekend, and just mentioned, like, real warriors don't have to talk like that. And he was 100% in agreement. He just kind of rolled his eyes and shook his head.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, because we'll have the biannual fitness testing now, which he's going to do. And this isn't going to be any hot yoga.
If he takes it, he's not going to pass with those sorry ass push-ups and those weak excuses for pull-ups.
He did comment to them about his ability to do push-ups, which was strange.
Those push-ups were terrible. They would not have passed.
He also complained about long hair and beards. He called them beardos. No more beardos. No men in dresses. Like, he's just so extreme on everything. It's just over the top. I mean, I don't even know. I can't wait to see how this is going to go through the chain of command, because obviously there's supporters of this regime in the military. But when you get to the highest level and guys that have been in there and this is their career, I mean, when Trump came in, he said, hey, it's awfully quiet in here, as if that's their job. Your military is going to be quiet. But if you want to applaud, you can applaud all you want. And if you don't like what he's saying, and you can get up and leave, but you'll also be kicked out. You'll lose your rank and you'll lose your pension. Sounded kind of like a threat, but my point is that these guys are lifelongers. They've seen it all. They've been through it all. They're still there. It's not an administration that comes in, you're there for 4 years, or a defense secretary that gets fired after 10 months.
Should have been.
These people are no joke, and they protect us. This is what they do.
And the ones that
go ahead.
I was going to say, and we need the ones that have actually, will remain loyal to the Constitution, that will fulfill their oath to uphold and protect the Constitution. Because if they do leave, he'll replace them with just a bunch of incompetent lackeys, and we'll really be up a creek.
Well, and Trump made the point that they are going to do some of this military testing in our cities, because it said domestic and abroad. So this is domestic. Maybe you didn't know that word.
Well, essentially, anybody who's not MAGA is part of the enemy from within, and that is downright chilling. That's just horrifying. This is open season on anybody who does not agree with this.
Yeah, and a great example is that woman that was thrown to the ground by that ICE agent, and he was reprimanded and fired, only to be yesterday reinstated back into his job by Trump. So now,
unbelievable. Thank you, Mitch McConnell. This all could have been avoided, Mitch, if you'd had a spine and a conscience and just impeached that guy after the insurrection that he spurred on.
Could have been done. Could have been. Should have been.
Could have been. Should have been. And wasn't. It's just disturbing.
And we're in Missouri, so you got some really mighty fine beards. I don't even know how they grow them. If you could put that on your head, it would be impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're calling these guys beardos, and and you're telling people, what is this, the Yankees? Come on now.
Seriously, you're not the 1970 Cincinnati Reds. No sideburns, no facial hair, no beards.
Mattingly, shave those sideburns. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you think sideburns are, Mr.
Yeah, pretty insane. Trump's going on and on, so we're going to kind of have to look into where he's going to stop this. When he talks about going into cities, he did mention Portland. I think he saw some video in Portland from 2021, and then he just ran with it. He felt like that was where it was, and that was what it is, and that place is a cesspool, and he's going to fix all that.
Yeah, that dude is just—he's so out to lunch.
So the Oregon has filed lawsuits to stop the deployment of the Guard. Oregon's governor, Tina Kotek, urged him not to send them. They don't really need them. He saw a video, it was from 2020, and that's what he's basing it off of. Now, ICE can stay there for up to, or the Guard can stay there for up to 2 months. He'll probably stop that a day short so they don't get paid for housing. And they're there to protect ICE. He called it a war-ravaged city so that they can use full force if necessary. That's unheard of.
It is unheard of. And anybody who believes in democracy and rule of law should be extremely alarmed.
I mean, this is what Portland looks like before Trump gets there. Whoops. Pretty nice place. I never really saw the sun when I was there, but the mosque was pretty. It's a pretty city. We're not having any trouble. It's not war ravaged. He just wants to stoke more unrest, and he's pretty good at that.
Yeah, he's a real instigator. There's no doubt.
So they were talking about some other things. We obviously are going to bail out Argentina for some reason, and that seems to be like
Trump.
$20 billion of taxpayer money to go to Argentina. And somebody caught a screenshot of Bissett. Got a text from the Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins. DEI, I don't know, doesn't seem all that qualified. But she's really panicked because China's buying Argentina's soybeans, and they're not buying from us. Last 3 months, they haven't bought a single bean. And to the farmers' credit, they want to sell their product. It's not like they want these subsidies. The only people making money is the cattle industry right now because meat costs are off the charts crazy.
Yeah.
But I just want to bring up a few. This is Trump with the president of. Who's a big fan of Trump. He's the president of Argentina.
Oh, he's a Trump wannabe for sure. Yeah, this guy he's the Argentinian Trump.
Yeah, he is President Milei.
Right down to the bad hair.
Yeah, he's a huge Trump fan. He's a right-wing populist in that country. And whoops, those guys. Here he is again. I mean, if that's not a look of love, I don't know what is. But you wonder about these guys. Now, I'm sad that this guy seems to have steel on him, and maybe that's a Steeler logo. But this is Citron. He has a hedge fund that he's very good friends with Bissett. So those two worked under Soros, and Citron will be the first to tell you that he helped make Bissett very rich. So what this guy did was his hedge fund put a lot of cash into Argentina, and as their president Milei did like Trump, he cut spending on welfare, he cut spending on research, and he was able through that to achieve a fiscal balance. Well, that was great. The first year that hedge fund did amazing. Their return was 52%. Everybody was happy. But when you cut all those things, and we're going to find this out on our own scale, when you cut those things, here he is. There's the old Bissett. That's our Treasury Secretary. He's all in now as well. But when you cut all those things, all of a sudden, growth stops in Argentina. Unemployment skyrockets. Be taking notes because here we are.
Well, and all those things that come along with it too. I mean, then you've got crime, you've got people becoming increasingly desperate, people going without health care, people going without food, people that need to, be able to take care of their families and they can't. People get desperate. Things definitely do not take a turn for the better.
No. And as as things get worse, investors start dumping pesos. They stop investing in Argentina at all. And all of a sudden, Vicente and his buddy, who made him rich, and his hedge fund have problems. And it's all tied to, why are we giving Argentina $20 billion?
Yeah.
It
So
starts
some
to make sense when you start
so some
connecting the
obe-
dots.
so some morbidly wealthy people can become even more wealthier at the expense of a lot of people that are gonna, see their lives change for the worst.
And they'll
But
tell you, oh, it's about the Argentinians, but it really isn't. It's about this guy keeping his face, keeping his cash, and we're paying for it.
mhm.
So you can hate Soros, you can talk about Soros all you want. Vicente worked under him. Citron worked under him. These guys were part of that. So it's great that they keep throwing his name around that he's terrible, but now
Oh
$20
yeah.
billion of US taxpayer money is going to Argentina, even though we can't afford healthcare, we're losing jobs, et cetera.
Well, it's like George Carlin once said, man, it's a great big club, and we ain't in it.
Yeah, you are not in, my friend. So uh, it's just crazy. One other thing that I wanted to talk about that was tied to that was we're now going to spend $625 million to revive the dying coal industry. And I didn't get a picture of Doug Burgum, but we've put up Burgum enough to
Mhm.
know that he's a squirrely bastard. What was he, the governor of North Dakota? Wait, I got to put up this picture because this is Citron and the president. You can see they're pretty fired up people down there.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. They love their president until they didn't. I'm hoping
Yeah.
for the same thing here. But I just wanted to give some statistics on coal because we're going back to coal for some reason because we think that this was such a great place to be. I would not want to be there. That looks
No.
horrendous to me. It's the most polluting and costly fossil fuel you can have. It runs about 15% of our electricity is off of coal. But last year was the first year where production of wind and solar actually outpaced coal. Cleaner, obviously. Like I said, coal provides about 15% of our electricity. We have this big electricity need because we're dealing with AI and all the data centers that Musk wants to put up and Meta needs and all the important stuff. So let's bring coal back, okay? Seems like a great idea.
Oh yeah. That's a super idea.
So, so
And
you
I
got
just saw,
Bergam. Go ahead.
well, I just saw an article from National Geographic that there's research now linking air pollution with two different types of dementia.
Well, not surprising.
Yeah. So I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, and here's the thing, man. Not only is it destroying the environment and accelerating global warming, but now it's giving people dementia, making them sick, and the people pushing for this, they don't give a shit. And some of them, Trump, they're not going to live to see the full effects of climate change and global warming. It's just it's so unnecessary. It's so just ludicrous. It makes no sense at all.
Yeah, and just to put some numbers with that, obviously this is Burgum here. Let's put up his big mug. He's the Interior Secretary. He was the Republican governor. I think it was North Dakota. I could be wrong. But the fact of the matter is he obviously has ties to coal,
Hmm.
which is why we're in the place that we're in. Um, Again, wind and solar produced more electricity last year than coal for the first time ever. The cost of going back to coal, not only is it horrendous for these people that have to go back into the mines, but the cost to Americans is from 13 to 26 billion a year. That's ER visits, strokes, cardiac events, childhood asthma. Like there's no silver lining to this.
No, it's insane. It's just one guy that wants to go back to the good old days of the 50s.
Yeah, and that was his whole goal in his second term was to revive coal, and we're all going to end up paying for that because there's no real good in it. I'm sorry. Go into the coal
Oh,
mines of West Virginia. I think that the people that did that horrendously hard job didn't want their kids going into the mines
hmm,
necessarily, and certainly not their grandkids. I think they would have thought we'd have flying cars by now, which we don't.
yeah, which we don't because we can't seem to become a progressive nation.
So again, the tie is Burgum, our Interior Secretary, to the industry, and we're going to go with it, hell or high water. So now we're going to spend $625 million. Like, we find millions of dollars for the worst stuff, but we can't find it for education, research, healthcare, veterans, this elderly.
Yeah, lunch programs for hungry kids.
Yeah,
None of
not
that. You know,
in the
paying teachers a
past.
living wage. So, we can't be bothered with that. We're busy, lining our pockets and making our friends wealthy.
Well, our friends are who run things, and if you want a job, you better be nice.
Dude, yeah, it's just the grift is so out of control and insane.
Well, we repeatedly say that it's going to come down to the courts. They're going to be the ones to save us. Obviously, not the Supreme Court. But this is a piece of positive news. Voice of America, which we talk about quite a bit, it's being run into the ground by Carrie Lake, who's firing everybody, who still claims that she won the election in Arizona, which is ridiculous. But a federal judge who was appointed by Reagan, that's right, Reagan,
Mm-hmm.
blocked her from firing 500 people from Voice of America, which is great.
Yeah,
Not
good
only
thinking.
did he do that, but he warned of her agency's disrespect towards the court, and even said it merited a trial for civil discontent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the courts aren't messing around, and it's really our last leg. Now, these are federal courts. I know Trump thinks he can fill these spots and get his own people in there, but you can't bring garbage. Much like the woman that brought the Comey charges that we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
his little unqualified attorney. Two of the three things she presented to the court were presented wrong and poorly, and she
Well,
had to be told about it.
and when they asked her about like the third, she's like, "Oh, I didn't see that." They're like, "Well, you signed it." Oh,
Well, auto pen, what?
yeah. Just, I
Come on
mean,
now, that's crazy.
incompetence and just outright boobery. It's insane. It just really is, and it's insulting, frankly.
It's very insulting.
We deserve better.
It's kind of like the legal systems, like the military, where they have a code of conduct. They have a method to how everything is done. You just don't wing it. And it seems like now we're getting to the phase where Hegseth thinks he can just make up stuff and people are going to follow because was he the fat kid as a youth or something? Like, I don't understand why he's so hung up on
I don't know. Yeah,
height and weight. For the record, past a certain age, you're going to stop growing in height.
yeah. You're going to start actually losing height at some point.
But that nose will
So,
keep growing in those years. Don't worry.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll keep going.
So, yeah, it's just been a full day of Trump, and then he went into the Oval Office and he had a whole another press conference with Dr. Oz and, of course, Bobby.
Oh, yeah, Bobby.
What are you guys going to cure next? I mean, you've already cured autism. Amazing. Great job, everybody. Florida's looking into, what is it, Invectum or whatever that.
Invernectin.
Invernectum. That's going to really be the next thing that's going to cure cancer. I mean, we're winning. So much winning.
So much winning, man. Really making America great again.
Yeah, very frustrating to see. Very frustrating to watch this guy. Very frustrating to be part of this whole process.
Oh, it's maddening. It really is.
It's over the top. I mean, I'm lucky that I was able to pull you on today because it's just like really, really hard to look at. Just one example: we spent $6 billion on Netanyahu, $20 billion on Argentina, $6 billion on Musk's SpaceX, $649 million on the National Guard deployment, $85 million on golf outings. But we don't spend a penny on protecting healthcare access or on doing Medicare cuts for regular Americans.
Or public education, or paying teachers a living wage. Yeah, none of that. That's Marxism. You're a Marxist, man. You must like Stalin.
And yeah, I mean, it's just crazy that we're okay with that because those are big numbers. I mean,
Yeah, and I'm starting to think most of us aren't okay with that,
I
and
think so
I
too.
think at some point it's just so in your face and so outrageous that people are going to come to they're going to come to their senses. They're going to wake up. Now, some of them aren't. They think that red hat's going to protect them from everything, but when they're foreclosing the family farm, or your
Health.
rural access to healthcare goes away, and you've got no you've got no wireless access. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe you're not going to be too thrilled about that.
Well, and it starts already. We're looking at meat costs, produce, dairy, groceries, alcohol, cheese. The only one that's keeping us even in the ballpark is alcohol. That'll probably be the last one to get jacked up.
Oh,
Um,
well, here's the thing, man. I was just reading something earlier today that the GOP went to war against beer.
why?
They don't like beer. It was kind of spurred on by the whole Bud Light controversy, where they got all shocked and up in arms, and AB tanked, or InBev, whatever it is now, the stock tanked. Bud Light lost a lot of brand share. Um, but apparently now with they've got a lot of the young MAGA male influencers, I like to call them cucks. I don't know what they are. But yeah, they're getting off the booze, man. They're
Really?
not drinking beer. Yeah,
Wow. It sounds like they might get even angrier.
maybe, unless they've discovered gummies. I don't know, but yeah, I just thought that was really
Marijuana.
interesting. The GOP used to be all about boozing it up, and they're off that, man. Especially beer. It's crazy.
That is a little.
And it's funny because the brand that replaced Bud Light was Modelo, up until Trump started slapping tariffs on Mexico because we don't like their beer or their people coming in. But
Well, and Modelo is an InBev product, so lucky for InBev.
mhm,
And what a bunch of dopes!
yeah, it's
It's mind
insane, man.
boggling.
But speaking of all things Mexican, maybe has a Trump's a bit of a taco, so maybe once the outrage starts to build over this shutdown, he'll chicken out again.
Well, he's all in on this layoff. He wants to get rid of people. So if you shut it down, not only is he going to fire a lot of people, but he's going to lay a lot of people off, and maybe they don't come back to work. He's playing this as the game where cutting programs that the Democrats like, cutting jobs that the Democrats have, that it's all going to be about the Democrats. But
These are programs that people like.
yeah, fuck around and find out, as Heggie says. But you can see his whole cabinet's with him in his Oval Office. He's getting stroked as it is, and it's like it's too much. I don't think he thinks things through. So all of a
He doesn't
sudden, you
think at
got all
all.
these jobs, and then you pull up to the drive-through at Wendy's, and there's nobody there.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't think that would happen. Um, but I don't know. It's just he's too much. Um, his thing today was totally embarrassing as a nation. I
it was
feel
embarrassing. It was ridiculous.
Hegseth looked like he was doing an infomercial, and he sounded pretty ridiculously stupid as well. And
And somebody commented that online that comb over is not working, Pete. You're going bald.
poor guy, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, it was a lot today. It was a lot of Trump. It was way too much Hegseth, and we're just so
And a lot
short.
of a lot of dangerous, very alarming and disturbing rhetoric was being spouted today. But maybe Peepaw will forget about that and find something new to be outraged about tomorrow.
And I think part of, as you talked about earlier, Mike Johnson not getting that signature. If he does sign it, they need the government shut down. They don't want this Epstein file to be released at all.
Yeah, the fact that they're willing to go this far, I mean, that again, that is not the sign of somebody that has nothing to hide. Apparently, there's a lot of people that have a lot to hide. And what about that guy that was going to out people from Grindr? Has
That was
he?
supposed to be tomorrow, by tomorrow. There's a couple people. They were telling the story about Rubio as well. As a youth, he got busted
Oh
with
yeah, at
that
the foam
guy.
party. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
That guy went
Little
on to
Marco.
do porn. And I don't know, man. There's a deadness in his eye that I did not see through either of his campaigns running for president, that it makes you wonder. That guy is not in a good place. And by that, I mean Rubio. You look at him, not
Oh
only is
yeah.
he vindictive and angry, but he just looks soulless at this point.
He is, man. He completely sold his soul. He gave it all up, and I hope he does stay. I hope it does keep him awake at night, and I hope he does hate himself, because you did this to yourself, man. I don't know if they had something on you, maybe
I think
foam parties and yeah, a penchant for same-sex sex. I don't know. Who cares? What's the big deal,
Mike
man?
Johnson cares. Mike Johnson cares a lot. He's
I
also
bet
on
you
that
Mike.
list.
I would not be surprised. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but I would not be surprised if Mike Johnson had a grinder account.
Well, he does. That's the whole thing that's going to be released, and they have his profile and everything. I mean, you can't overrun Grinder and not have people in our government, flooding the place. I mean, that's just a fact. Those guys have their little meeting there. They have their conference, and Grinder shuts down. I mean, it's like clockwork.
Listen, more power to you, boys. You do you. Who cares? You don't care anymore. You're the ones that care.
They are, and you
And
can't
hate
have it
yourself
both
for
ways.
it.
Yeah, they're
I'm
self-hate.
looking at you, Lindsey Graham. I don't know how you've managed to stay so in the closet for so long, but why?
Does anybody really believe that he's a straight male? No. Does anybody really care? No. But
Who
make better
cares?
policy, please.
Seriously, like, you know what? Grow a sack.
Yeah, I don't know. It's mind-boggling. I can't wait to see how the generals, if they are able to make it back to where they're supposed to be before the shutdown. Keep in mind, you will still be getting mail. That's not going to stop our brothers and sisters of the USPS. They're going to keep delivering. That doesn't mean they'll necessarily get paid, but you'll be getting your bills. So don't worry about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that train's always on time.
Yeah, and they don't care. And these guys' money's not really an issue. I think we know Trump's making money hand over fist, and that's really all that matters. He really couldn't
all that
care
matters.
less about anything.
But you know what, Don? You can't take it with you.
No, you can't. And I've seen really about enough of him as is. So
Yeah.
maybe take it and go, and then
go spend your ghost quarter.
yeah, he is the worst.
The absolute worst.
I know that we were debating on this because it was just a gross day. If you watched any of the video, it was just tough. I do appreciate that you came out. I do want to have on a lighter note, and I don't care about baseball very much. I do love my Buccos, Pirate baseball, but we won't talk about that. They brought back the manager, Kelly. I'm okay with that. You bring back Charrington, the GM, for a 7th try, even though you've gotten worse every year.
Every year.
You only had to win 84 games to beat out the Reds to make the playoffs. You couldn't even do that when you had Skeens.
One of the best pitching staffs in baseball.
Keller. Yeah, you had a fantastic pitching staff. They didn't want to fire him because they thought it would be too disruptive and like starting over. Well, better pay for some big bats. This was offensive. I'm not even going to talk about it. But today, the wild card round started. The Cubs won today over the Padres. I like it because to me, it's fall. Like you.
I like playoff baseball. I do.
You got day baseball games, especially at the very beginning. So the Tigers, who blew it, and the Guardians, who played so well now Cleveland lost today. They lost to the Tigers 2-1. The Padres lost to the Cubs 3-1. Next game up will be the Red Sox and Yankees, which is a classic.
Yeah,
I didn't even know the Red Sox made it, but whatever.
I didn't either.
And then the Reds will take on the Dodgers. I mean, the Reds literally won 83 games. That's all the Pirates had to do. And if they would have fired their manager a little bit earlier, before they lost 11 of 13 and 13 out of 17.
Players said that guy was phoning it in spring training.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That team is just so poorly run. The ownership is so bad. And the only reason Nutting doesn't want to fire him is because he doesn't want to pay somebody not to do his job. But you know what? Paying that guy to go away is a bargain.
All the time. Chip Kelly's there a couple years in football. Boom, you're gone. He still has 5 years left on his contract. Like, yes, Charrington had 1 more year left on his contract. He doesn't want to pay the guy to do nothing, but maybe you're paying him to not do damaging things, right? I mean, that's what's
paying him to go away.
Yeah,
that is well worth it. I mean, bring in somebody that can, identify hitting talent.
Analytics, buddy. All analytics.
Man, it's outrageous.
That comes down to ownership. There were some bats out there. They could have bought some big bats, and they didn't want to pay.
They didn't want to pay. And honestly, players see that, and their agents see that, and they're like, you know what? Avoid Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
because they don't want to win. These guys want to win. That's why they play the game. That's why they do this. The money's great, but I think deep down, they just want to go to a team that believes in trying to win. And it seems like this horrible ownership group has brought some of these players together. I mean, they had some decent stretches. They had a really good home record.
Yeah, amazing home record.
But they don't have the horses.
The bellwether is going to be McCutchen. if you're not willing to pay that guy, or if he's not willing to come back, all signs point to you're fucked.
Oh yeah. Well, and you know who's watching is Paul Skeens, the best pitcher in baseball.
That's right. He wants to see what they're going to do, whether he's going to stay or not.
Yeah, it's just so short-sighted. It's penny wise and pound foolish. I mean, you do what it takes to, build a winner and keep that guy, but they're not gonna. You just know it.
I hope you're wrong.
We all know it.
I hope you're wrong.
It's in the Bob Nutting DNA, and the fans of Pittsburgh know it. I mean, people started canceling their season tickets.
Yeah, nobody was happy about retaining the GM, but let the GM be there, bring in an assistant GM, and let the GM do nothing.
Yeah. I mean, you could have hired the guy that has guided the Brewers to, division title after division title in a comparable market.
Well, they had a 50-50 chance, and they picked the wrong one.
They always do.
So, hey, go Buccos. I'm going to keep the
Buccos.
faith that it won't be so terrible, and I still love a lot of good ball players on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think behind closed doors, they're a pretty good group, but yes, ownership and management was pretty horrendous. So
yeah, well, I do have a happy ending today.
I'm listening.
So I went to get my coffee, and it turns out today was International Coffee Day, and my coffee was free.
Wow,
how about that?
That's pretty awesome. I wish you would have told me. Maybe you could have brought me some coffee, huh?
One per customer. You had to be there.
Whatever. I would have bought you one. It's like buy one get one free.
I know. I probably should have. But you know what? Now I feel bad.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
You've ruined my happy ending. Thank you.
Take that, okay? God damn it. And we'll be doing fitness tests next week, so you better be prepping.
I got to work on my Pete Hegseth pull-ups.
That's right. Kick your legs like a schoolgirl.
Yeah, and do those halfway down push-ups with your back just completely caved in. It's just like, what are you doing?
Check out the video of what not to do. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. That was a tough 47 minutes of. I'm still.
Well, you did a good job. We got through it.
Still feeling the taint of Hegseth, but keep an eye on what the generals are going to do. Keep an eye out on the blame game of it's all Democrats' fault when clearly the Republicans control everything. So,
yeah, just use your common sense, think for yourself, and don't buy into the bullshit that they're spewing.
And have a conversation, because more people than us are fed up and would like to have that conversation. So if you can come up with sources of information that are actually accurate, it's well worth it, because people need to hear the truth. The gaslighting's too much. And if you just watch Fox News and Newsmax, and frankly, right now, put in any news media, you're getting gaslit. Okay?
Yep.
So we'll talk about more of that later.
All right.
All right, Billy. Well, I appreciate your time as always.